But then one of the things that makes me concerned about our generation and about certain political narratives and certain themes I see on the internet is an avoidance of responsibility for your life and the default to blame someone else. And I'll be honest, it's something I see more in the Western world than I do in the African village I was born in.
Yeah.
You know, so I wanted to know really from you, like, what role responsibility plays in people's outcomes.
Okay, that's a big one.
Yeah.
You promised me some easy questions today. No, so responsibility is huge. It's just massive. It's one of the predeterminants of successful outcomes is our ability to take ownership and accountability. So circumstance and situation push and pull us in different directions on a daily basis. The world is complex, it's uncertain, it's unpredictable, all of those things. The people who perform best have huge levels of responsibility, an ability to respond to those circumstances and situation, no matter what they are, to drive the best outcomes or opportunities. So I always say that there's a circle of concern, water cooler conversations, the stuff that's going on, around us, circumstance, situation, incidents and accidents. Then there's a circle of influence, and the circle of influence is where we make choice. That's what it's about. So responsibility is all about choice for me, and I absolutely guarantee you now that circumstance and situation is not a predictor of success because we know of people who are born into privilege. They had great role models, had good access to opportunity, to wealth, they had good guidance and good support, and they ended up dying heroin addicts in prison. We know some people born with a physical disadvantage. Now, the lack of good role models, now the lack of guidance, lack of support, lack of opportunity, they grew up to be some of the most successful people who have ever walked this earth. So it proves beyond doubt that attitude is more important than intelligence or facts. And I genuinely believe that to be true in all areas of high performance, that attitude is more important than intelligence or facts. I always say, give me I will over IQ. Any one of my teams, I'd rather have I will over IQ. Because high technical expertise, I'm talking about the Western world at the moment, high technical expertise is no longer as valuable as it used to be. And the reason why high technical expertise is no longer as valuable as it used to be is because we can Google things. That's why. So knowing a lot isn't where your success is going to come from. It's not what you know which is important. It's how you think about what you know, and how you bring it to life with your character and personality to determine the best outcomes or opportunities. So, I genuinely believe that the only way in which businesses or people will become successful and truly perform to their optimum is taking full accountability and ownership. We need to almost move away from circumstance and situation, which is a distraction. So the more that we realize that our success is dependent upon us and not on the situation, the better. And because the world is so unpredictable, we need to simply learn to dance on a shifting carpet, not see the rug being pulled from under our feet. Life is a game of continual adjustment, and it doesn't matter what happens. It's how we react and respond to it to determine those best opportunities or outcomes. And I think that, it's funny because this year I'm working with a lot of businesses and on culture, on team, people strategies. And the focus on responsibility has never been higher. Mainly because we've been asked to stay apart. People are having to determine their own work schedules. People have to determine their own working week. They're going to have to take responsibility for driving the best outcomes whilst they're not surrounded by a team or working directly with a leader. So there's been a greater call for responsibility. I wonder whether, in answer to your question, and I don't know the answer to this, I wonder whether we'll see a better shift or greater shift towards more responsibility in the Western world. Because I agree with you. I think that many of us will see ourselves as a victim of circumstance and situation and not necessarily see the beauty in the chaos because of it.
You talked there about the internet as well and the power of the internet and how that's been a bit of a leveler, which is a really wonderful thing, I think. How important is it, do you think, when you think about the successful people you've worked with, to be a sort of self-driven learner beyond school? Do you see specifically in the sort of upper echelons of like business, the ones that are the people that are most successful are proactive, sort of self-driven?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's true. I think that I always say that our only sustainable competitive advantage is to learn faster and better than your competitors. So, and you think about that for a business, you think about that for a leader, you think about it for a sportsman, it's probably true, isn't it? Our only sort of sustainable competitive advantage is just learn faster and better than anyone else.
Like the two power line analogy.
And I think that, how can we learn faster and better if we're not proactive lifelong learners? And so, and I think that, learning isn't necessarily about being taught. We don't necessarily need teachers. It's a strive for greater curiosity. I think curiosity is worth more than creativity at the moment, but it's a strive for greater curiosity. It's a matter of being open-minded. It's a matter of being agile in our thinking so we can deploy resource to opportunity as it becomes visible. It's about self-discovery. So it's about a variety of things which are based not necessarily upon traditional learning, but more in the way in which we can open our mind up to experimentation and feedback.